Hi there, everyone. For those of you that know, I did take an Alaskan cruise this past September, and I found so many wonderful dishes that I like and that I want to make. And my number one at the top of the list is a beet and citrus salad with a pine nut vinaigrette. And so that's why I pickled these beets overnight. I did do a video yesterday of these. And this is probably one of the best salads I've ever had. I love salads, and this is very unique and very fresh. And so I did take a picture of the menu that said what it was called so that I could come home and remember it. And up until just a few days ago, I was going to just go by memory of what was in it, but I did Google it because I had taken a picture of the wording of it, and I found it online. It's just absolutely wonderful. I'd never heard of it before. So there are a few items that I'm going to use in this recipe that I wouldn't normally have, but I wanted to mimic this recipe as closely as I could. And I will use all the ingredients, like there's a walnut oil, there's a champagne vinegar, and the recipe actually calls for a sherry vinegar, but I wasn't able to find that. So I figured the closest thing to that was the champagne vinegar that I found. So there's all healthy ingredients in this, and it's so bursting with just flavor with the citrus. So I hope you enjoy this. I think you will love it if you like beets, and these were fresh cooked beets. So I hope you enjoy this wonderful recipe. These are all the ingredients that are going to go in both the salad and the vinaigrette. So you're going to have arugula, honey, olive oil, walnut oil, a champagne vinegar, and this one is a citrus one, dried pine nuts, and they're toasted also, salt and pepper, of course, our pickled beets, and one grapefruit and one orange, which we're also going to have orange rind, which will be on the top. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the vinaigrette first. So I may not use all of the vinaigrette for this salad because, like I said before, I don't like drenched dressing, but I'm following the instructions. So it says 5 tablespoons of extra virgin oil, olive oil, and I'm putting 4 instead. And then it says, as far as walnut oil, 1 tablespoon of walnut oil. And I think I may have used walnut oil once. Let me open this. Okay, now I got it open. So a tablespoon of walnut oil. So I have, instead of 5, I have 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Just salt and pepper to taste, and I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to add my champagne vinegar. And normally it would be sherry, but I couldn't find it. So 2 tablespoons of the vinegar. And if I had used balsamic, I could have improvised, but I did want to do this very similar to what I remember. That's why I went with the recipe that I found. So now we're going to use 1 tablespoon of honey, or you can also use, I think it's called agave nectar. You can use a tablespoon of that if you want. So this is everything that goes into the vinaigrette. So I'm going to stir this around. Here's our vinaigrette. Now it does call for about a tablespoon of a small minced shallot, but I already have onions in my beets that I pickled, so I'm not going to use that. But the recipe does call for a tablespoon of chopped minced fresh shallots. So now I'm going to set this aside, and that's all ready for when I have my salad. Okay, so next we want to zest some of our orange, because this orange zest is going to kind of go over the top of the salad like a garnish. So after I finish getting all the zest out of this orange, I'm going to peel these and section them. Okay, we're going to assemble everything now, and as you can see, I peeled and sliced up grapefruit, a little bit of a blood orange and a regular orange, and I cut up around the edges because that white membrane of the citrus is very bitter, and you do not want that in it. And that was the most work of all. So now we're going to take a cup of arugula and our beets with our onions. And the recipe actually calls for shallots, but I already have onions in my beets. I pickled them. So I'm going to add that. And I'm putting some pine nuts in the vinaigrette, and I actually was supposed to do that earlier, but I didn't. So now what we're going to do is pour some of the vinaigrette in and toss it. I'm going to add a little more arugula, and it's all preference. It only calls for like a cup. Anyway, what you're going to do now is you're going to toss everything together. And then you're going to plate this, or, you know, individual plates. I'm just going to put everything on here. It's such a colorful, wonderful salad. It's very, very colorful, and you know that's healthy at the same time. So now what I'm going to do is just place my grapefruit and oranges all around, and then I'm going to, you can drizzle more of the vinaigrette on if you like, and I'm not going to. To me, this has got just enough, and everyone's different with the amounts they like, and that looks gorgeous. And now what I do is you're going to place the rest of your pine nuts over it. So some of them go in the actual vinaigrette, and then the others go on top. So this is absolutely fabulous. Now we're going to taste it. Almost forgot the final touches, but that's the orange zest. So I zested one full orange, and it basically just gives it a little more flavor and color. And there we are. So I want to make sure I did that last step. I made a mistake, and I said it was a fantastic dessert, and I meant salad. It's really, really, like, super refreshing. Just so delicious. It has just the right amount of vinegar and oils and everything. It's just very, very delicious. And these citrus make it so refreshing. And the arugula. Super delicious. This is a fantastic dessert to serve. Absolutely wonderful. And the hardest part was just peeling the white membrane off the citrus. Other than that, you can roast your beets. I found out you don't have to pickle them. The pickled beet was due to this vinaigrette that makes it kind of pickled. So either way, you can either use pickled beets or roast them. But this is an absolutely 10-star salad. So I hope you give this a try. And thanks so much for watching.